It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. This is the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Anichar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Well, you just saw it. Why do we always show that stadium at the start if they're not there? I'm just curious. Like, what would be the point of that? Devastation in Detroit, because there's devastation in Jacksonville too. My gosh, that was terrible. That was horrible. Defensive changes have to happen. I mean, that what I just saw. Hi, everybody. Dan Hicken, postgame show. Jags lose 40-14. Detroit had the ball on 9 possessions. They scored on their first 8 possessions. They didn't score on their 9th because they were in victory formation. I mean, that defense today, gutless, pathetic, flat, no heart, didn't try. I would say Aluakon, Muma, that's it. The rest of them, and now it's becoming a problem. And they're 4-8, and all the good grace is gone from last week's wonderful win. This is like Florida losing to Vandy, is what it's like. And Detroit's not a bad team, by the way. It's the NFL. But I'm just saying you had won a couple in a row, the Florida had, and then they went and lost to Vandy. Jags finally put one together, get a signature win, build off it. Let's make some noise. Tennessee's going to lose to Philly like we expected, right? We win, big game next week. No, not ready for that. No. Let's read our press clippings. Let's just mail it in this week. I mean, that was awful. That defense, that's bad, man. Josh Allen, what has happened to you? What has happened to you? And you knew Hutchinson would get a sack, so he's got 6.5. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where to start. We got the ball first. Travis Etienne fumbled. Can't do that, man. I know you can't do that. Cannot fumble the football. Look at, I don't even want to show that. I mean, 31 first downs. I mean, the efficiency was mind-boggling by Detroit. The short guys were open. The middle guys were open. The deep guys were open. I mean, I don't understand, and I'm not an X's and O's guy. Personnel-wise, you're telling me that the Campbell kid, not Tyson, but the other one, Buster Brown and Chris Claybrooks are better options than Trey Herndon, who was inactive today? I mean, we got to get a corner, man. We got to find a corner now who could help this football team, who can at least keep a guy in front of them. I mean, Tyson Campbell is it, and he got beat for a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a huge day, and so did DJ Chark, who kind of stuck it to his old club with 95 receiving yards. It was, I mean, again, the Detroit Lions are good. They're playing good football. They've won 4 out of 5. I don't know if we just thought we were going to, walk up in there and win the football game? And thank God Trevor was okay. Oh, because if that had happened and that had occurred, man, oh, man, seasons change on a dime in the NFL, don't they? Thank goodness he was able to get up, walk off, come back in, had a nice drive in the second half. But, I mean, the receivers today were terrible. They were so good I mean, Zay Jones dropped his first 2 or 3. Evan Ingram finally dropped a couple. Only Christian Kirk played well. That's it. I mean, I don't know what to say. It was not a good performance by our Jacksonville Jaguars today. It was 7-0, 7-3. And the reason why it was 7-3 and not 7-7 is because Zay Jones dropped the ball. And then it was 14-3. And then it was 17-3. And then it was 20-3. And then it was, 20-6, 23-6, 30-6. Oh my gosh, 30-14, 33-14, 40-14. That's how the scoring went. And again, Goff threw for 300 plus yards. He had all, you know what? I'm hammering the secondary, but allow me to take a sledgehammer to the pass rush. How do you guys live with yourselves at night? I mean, that was anemic. I think they get credit for 2 sacks, but neither of them were. Josh Allen, one time, had a free run on Jared Goff. In other words, there was a tackle and a tight end, and the tight end chose not to block him, and the tackle went inside, and Josh Allen, free run, straight line to Jared Goff. And he missed him. Whiffed on him. We're 12 games in, man. He's got 3 sacks. Trayvon Walker's got 2. We got 18 sacks as a team, 19 sacks as a team in 12 games. We got 5 games left. I mean, we're not even going to get to 30 sacks. I don't understand how it can be that bad. Like I said, Aluakon, if I was Foy Aluakon, I appreciate all the tackles that I get because I have to make the tackle on every play because no one else will. But feel free to help out. I'm not sure if I could take phone calls today on this show, I would. But I'm not sure that the defense, that any defensive player made a play today. You know what I'm saying? I don't think any defensive player made a play above the X's and O's today. I could be wrong, but I don't think I saw one defensive player make one special play today. Tyson Campbell and DJ Chark on the sideline, that wasn't pass interference, by the way, he got away with, but that's not really going above the X's and O's. So I'm peeking at the Washington and Giants game is in overtime. Brent Martineau is at Ford Field. Looking forward to going in the locker room. Here are his thoughts.
Throw that one in the embarrassing category for the Jacksonville Jaguars, just getting thumped in Detroit 40-14. Picked a bad time to play the worst game of the year. Couldn't catch a pass, an ETN fumble early, the offensive line leaky at times, and the defense just couldn't stop anything. We know this defense isn't spectacular, but they've been able to come up with some big plays at times this year. They couldn't stop the Lions at all. 8 drives, 8 scores, if you don't count the kneel down at the end of the game. Embarrassing effort by the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. It really starts to make you think, what are they going to do next week against Tennessee? What are they going to do the rest of the season on defense to get it right? They might just not have the personnel. Is it a scheme thing, a coaching thing? Mike Caldwell, the defensive coordinator, he has to go back to the drawing board. The only good news about today in Detroit is that the Jags survived the scare. It looked bad for Trevor Lawrence at the end of the first half. When he got sacked, it was a hit to the knee. He stayed down for a while, but obviously came back in the game, engineered a drive. But offensively, the Jags couldn't keep up on the scoreboard. Not too good on third downs. The ETN fumble early, and as I mentioned, a lot of drop passes inside today here in Detroit. Jags lose 40-14. Any hope of a little 96 magic or chasing down the Titans? Forget about it. It's not happening. Jags are now 4-8 with 5 to play. We'll go to the locker room, get some reaction on this one. For now in Detroit, I'm Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax.
You know, here's Trevor and Jared Goff's numbers, and it's not Trevor's fault. I mean, he should have been 25 of 31 for about 250, but, you know, and 2 touchdowns. But guys on the team chose not to catch the ball. I was thinking about this with the personnel question. He said, was it this? Brent was saying, was it this? It's personnel, right? And this is a problem, okay? We got a really good young quarterback, okay? But I need to talk to you guys about what in the heck is going on with the personnel, all right? Let's start with the defensive line, okay? We spent a lot of money on a defensive lineman, Fatukasi, done nothing, okay? 2 years ago, brought in Roy Robertson Harris, your guy. Best player on the D-line, Smoot, okay? Has been here 5-6 years. Outside backers, we've chronicled till we're ready to puke. Allen and Walker, huge disappointments this year. Huge disappointments this year. We traded up to get a first-round pick at the inside linebacker spot, Devin Lloyd. Did he play today? It's Muma's job now. He's better. Lloyd is a mess. Oluokun does what he does. He's a tackling machine. It's not always, though, up here. It's wherever on the field. It's not his fault, but, you know. Shaq Griffin never will play again for the Jags. They have no use for him. He, in their minds, quit on them, whether he's hurt or not. I doubt he comes back. I don't think he'll ever play again for the Jags. He was a free agent investment. Rayshawn Jenkins has been okay. Cisco was hurt today. My point is this. There are free agents galore, millions of dollars spent, high draft picks, first pick overall, 7th pick overall, and we're getting nothing out of them. Nothing. Nothing. Okay? And what is going to change over the last 5 games? The only hope is the offense outscores. There's the schedule. Okay? We change week to week in this league, but we're going to put a big fat L up here, and this is the one you had to have because now you're 4-8. I got a news flash. No shot. Okay? They've lost 2 in a row. No shot. Understand me? 4-9. 4-10. Better than we are. 4-11. Can you stop the streak? 5-11. Does it matter to them or not? That's what we're staring at. That's it in a nutshell. I mean, I can write the rest of the season for you in a script right now. No way. Not happening. Gonna lose. Should win, finally. And then, does it matter to them or not? Because if it matters to them, it ain't happening. Because today, we played soft football. Soft football. Today, we could have sent Riverside High School's defense up there and had the same results. Shout out Riverside. I mean that in a nice way. Today, I'm flabbergasted at how poorly the Jaguar defense has played. Now remember, the Ravens scored 27. Our defense stinks, but at least don't let them keep scoring. Eight possessions, 8 scores. We had won 2 out of 3, and we won 2 there. But, man, I'm just going down the schedule, man. It's a shame. It's a damn shame. And you must find more wins in this season. You must find more wins. I'll be curious to hear from Doug Pederson momentarily and hear what he thinks because, quite frankly, I don't know. There's the podium. We're waiting. Usually it takes a little longer when they lose. When they win, they're all happy and they come out and yada, yada, yada. But no. Oh, I got live mic. Go. Let's get out of that shot. I don't want to have a situation like we did in Gainesville a couple weeks back. Don't want that at all. So anyway, that's where we stand, man. Jags lose, and honestly, I'm starting to blame a little bit. I'm starting to head back to the guy in charge of the personnel. Not good enough, bro. You got to do a better job, man. You traded up to get Devin Lloyd. He's not even on the field. You made Trayvon Walker your first overall pick. You know, the center's okay. He's not great. I mean, Not good enough. Muma, thank God you got him, I guess. But free agents? You know, what do you... I mean, we're going to sit here and tell you we must up... And we got Ridley coming next year. And we're going to sit here and tell you we've got to upgrade the offense. And we do. And I would draft this receiver. You need corners. You need D linemen. Linebackers. Pass rushers. How could a team with the 7th and 1st overall picks, and they chose defensive, get after the quarterback dudes, need pass rushers? Because neither of them are playing good enough. And you give Walker a little bit of wiggle room because he's still a rookie. Okay? And so I get that. I'm okay. I'm not ready to. But the other guy, I don't know, guys. Straight line to the quarterback, can't get him. Has DeAndre Swift in coverage, can't get him. On a 3rd down, chance to get off the field. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's not good enough. I know that. It's not good enough. He would tell you that. They all tell you that. But every Sunday, it doesn't change. Josh Allen hasn't had a great game since Buffalo last year. Think about that. I think early this year he had a 2-sack game, one of the wins. But man, oh man, think about that. Giants in Washington still 20-20. They're getting late in the overtime. It may be a tie. You got some scores you want to show up? Here's some scores from around the NFL. Pittsburgh beat the Falcons. That's a DNA game. Pittsburgh, good DNA. Falcons, no. Pittsburgh wins. Packers beat the Bears. Came back. Goal, Pack, goal. Winners there, 28-19. Eagles hammer the Titans. Browns have beaten the Texans. Deshaun Watson is back. Titans got annihilated. Gee whiz. So, that's what we look like. Again, man, Colts are going to lose to Dallas on Monday Night Football. We had a chance. I don't understand how you can come out and play so poorly when you've got your best, they almost got a safety. When you've got your best chance. Thibodeau just got a sack. Kayvon Thibodeau. He went after Trayvon Walker. Kayvon Thibodeau just got a sack of Heineke down at the 1-yard line. Oh, my gosh. Frustrating. Sorry. I don't understand how you could come out with that performance when for the first time in such a long time you have a little bit of life at 4-7. You got a little bit of life. Just go get the win. Get to 5-7, okay? 5-7. And next week, you got a showdown with Tennessee, and you're feeling good because you've won 2 in a row. You know how we feel. Last week here, we were sky high. This week, we're low, low. That's how it works in the National Football League. So anyway, the game ended 20 minutes ago. We've heard from Brent. We've got players coming up. It's the post-game show. It's not really Dan just ranting and raving and screaming and yelling and angry. We've given you some of the numbers, the performance. Can we put up the team stats again, Liv? Do we have those? Oh, look at this. We got the wall up already. That's well done. This is Stuart Weber has chronicled. Oh, come back to me. We'll get to that in a second. Stuart Weber has chronicled what the Lions did on offense on their possessions. Touchdown, touchdown, field goal, field goal, field goal, touchdown, kneel down. That's what happened today with the Detroit Lions on offense. That's what happened. Not one punt. Again, this is the Detroit Lions. This isn't the high-flying Kansas City Chiefs. DJ Chark. Trevor threw his 17th touchdown of the year. Appreciate that. He's got 6 picks. But that was, look at that. Oh, that's scary right there. Thank goodness he's okay. Now you can put up the team stats. I want to look at those a second. The Lions had 437 yards. And they could have had more, right? The Jaguars had 14 first downs. Third down efficiency. Well, today, when the Lions were on third down, the word to describe them was efficient, because that's what they were. They were efficient. The Jaguars were not. The Jaguars were not efficient. And I don't know, man. 266 total yards is terrible. It was the worst performance of the season by Jacksonville. And it happened in Detroit against the Lions, whose only loss in their last 5 games, by the way, came against Buffalo on Thanksgiving Day, 28-25. The Lions defense team has not been good. And we could only muster 14 on them. It's very depressing. Very, very depressing and distressing by this franchise. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's what we just did. 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Now we're back in the top 10 in draft picks. We're out of the hunt. Nothing good. It was just a stinker. And the thing is, you can't blame the quarterback, man. You can't blame the quarterback. Get the kid some help. Get the kid some players around him. Part of being good in the NFL is being consistent. And we certainly have not had the consistency. And I don't know. How do you... Zay Jones had 11 for 145 last week. 11 for 145. Today he had 2 for 16. How is that possible? How do you get a case of the dropsies? In a nice indoor, again, it wasn't weather related, but the numbers up. Trevor's top weapons. Kirk had a good game today. Targeted 8 times. He had 6 for 104. Ingram got a touchdown. Nice to see. ETN, 13 for 54. I don't want to hear get ETN more carries because you're down by 307 points. What do you want him to do? Run the ball? We had 1 drive in the second half. It took 7.5 minutes to score. That's okay if you're Detroit. You don't care because you just killed a quarter of the second half. And then Detroit got the ball back with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And it was 30-14. It was 3 minutes. And they ran out the clock and then some into the fourth quarter and kicked a field goal to make it 33-14. And that was it. If Jacksonville could have got a 3-and-out there, a 3-and-out at 30-14 and had momentum and went down and scored and maybe got another 2 point. Best thing of the day for the Jags, the 2-point conversion. I wish you wouldn't have used it here, Doug, because I like the play. You got Trevor Lawrence lined up here, right? Center's right in front of him. Trevor shifts. ETN comes over. Snap goes to ETN. Trevor goes this way. I go, my God, are they going to run Trevor on that bad leg? He flips it inside to Ingram, who beats everybody to the corner. 2-point conversion. Beautiful. Great play. Great play call. Very creative. I love those. Love those, Dougie. Not sure I would have used that in this situation. Might have held that in case we need it, but who knows if we're going to need it again. I just don't know. So anyway, it is what it is, gang. Jags fall to 4-8 on the season. 4-8. That's 2 losses for every win. And lost all the goodwill. And they go on the road next week to Tennessee, where they will have no chance. We can fast forward a week. We don't want to lose a week of our lives, but we can fast forward right now because I'm going to be here next Sunday saying the same junk after Derrick Henry goes for about $150 and Tennessee whoops our tail because we ain't tough enough. And they should get checked. Needs to be a little checkup from the neck up for the boys because we ain't tough enough. And you got to go in the locker room and tell them, you ain't tough enough, you ain't tough enough. You're going to get manhandled by the Titans. Jaguars. Show some grit. Show some heart. Who? Oh, Peterson's up. Let's see what he has. I hope he's mad. I wish he'd be mad. Be mad, Doug. Be mad.
Yeah, just the fact that they executed better than we did. I felt like, we're kind of shocked to start this game. We just were not, we were not ready. Even, we turned the ball over on the second play of the game, right? And it can't happen, and then defense can't get off the field the entire game, and it's a combination of everybody. We're all included, myself included. So it's something we have to really look hard at in the next couple of days.
Do you become more involved in the defensive game planning when something like this happens?
I don't get involved with the game planning. That's not my expertise. But we just got to have conversations and be open, and we've all got to be honest with what we're doing and making sure we got the right guys in the right spots.
How is Trevor doing, and what kind of toughness did he show you?
Yeah, he battled, played real tough. Second half, it was good to see him. We'll continue to evaluate him, but he was fine. To play in the game, and we'll make sure he's good moving forward. But showed a lot of toughness there. To come back and look like a pretty nasty hit. Early, but very fortunate.
Did he get hit in the back of the knee?
I don't know. It looked like kind of around the knee area, hip, but ended up down around his lower leg, foot area, Again, not a lot of details because everything was fast and furious at the time, but took a look at him at halftime, and our docs did a great job of making sure that there was no risk for further injury, and he was good. He even, I saw him, and he said he was ready to go and did a nice job. I mean, it is, but I got to look at the tape and make sure, first. Unless the defender's being blocked, being engaged, usually not. But the explanation was that he was hit up high, which is not illegal.
Were you surprised by the drops today?
I was. Yeah. I mean, that's uncharacteristic of our guys. Part of the struggles on offense. On third down, too many third and long scenarios, and it's a good pressure team on third and long, and we just didn't do enough today to stay out of those situations.
Allen was in the locker room, and he seemed just at a loss to kind of figure out what happened defensively and what they can do moving forward. What would your, plan be for them moving forward?
Well, I mean, listen, we've got to lick our wounds, and we got 2 days to figure it out. We got a division opponent next week, and nobody's going to feel sorry for us, and so we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves. We're going to go to work, and we're going to get things cleaned up, and try to make it right, but it's everybody. It's not one person, one position group. It's everybody, and it's coaches, players, myself. It's all of us, and obviously it starts there with me.
Any thoughts on why this team plays differently on the road than it does at home?
I know we should probably fly in on Sunday and play. Those are things I struggle with sometimes. And I don't know. It's just something I have to take a look at. But it's just a matter of each person too. Just you got to play so many home games and so many road games, and you just got to understand that we have to go on the road, to play, and it's got to be a business trip, and got to eliminate distractions. We talk about that all the time. We got to focus on our jobs, and we got to treat it that way.
Thanks.
Perfect.
I mean, that was quick. That was fast. That was painful. And no answers. Got to go to work. Got no answers, man. Got no answers. I got a few answers. You can't call out your players because you're a player's coach, but maybe it's time. I mean, we got to get more from you. 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 I mean, those guys should be embarrassed. That defensive performance was, who's Brent talking to in the locker room, Liv? Who you got? We got anybody flipped? What are we doing back there? Let's get to work. I mean, he told me he got 4 people, and I got nothing here. I'm not staying out here till 5 o'clock, okay? So you better start finding me some interviews, or I'm just going to walk off like the Jags. I'm getting whooped out here right now, okay? I mean, I'm down 21-0 here, and my teammates inside there dropping the ball is what's happening. The only one who's come through is Weber with the wall. What have you done? What have you done, Liv? I mean, I need somebody to flip something here. I mean, let's go. I need some answers from some people. I'll say this about the guys. At least they stand there and answer questions. But, I mean, how can you play this poorly is like the question poor Brent's got to ask these guys. My heart goes out to you, Brent Martineau. Have fun in that locker room at Ford Field. Yeesh. There was such optimism, too. So much optimism from everybody going in there. Like excited, like, all right, here we go. Big game today. Let's get a win. Oh, Wingard punch out last week. Trevor never playing better. Beat the Ravens. Disaster. Ravens barely hung on. They won 10-9 against Denver today. Denver missed a field goal, according to Corey Sima, Action News Jack's meteorologist, who was watching the game and screamed out something at the end. And Washington and the Giants ended in a tie, 20-20. Giants kicker missed a 58-yarder to win it at the buzzer. So 20-20 tie in the NFL. We got a tie. 10-minute overtime period, couple punts, and that's all she wrote. So anyway, Jags lose 40-14 to Detroit. Detroit put it to them. Scored on 8 possessions, all 8 possessions. I don't know what else to tell you, man. The defense stinks. I mean, stinks. I mean, I want to say the bad word, but my late great mom, Junie Bug, said, Daniel, don't use that word. It's gross. And so I don't say that word because in deference to the late great Junie Bug, my dear sweet mom, who's no longer with us. But I always try to stay away from that. But occasionally when I'm on radio, I just yell it out because I get so frustrated. And, it is what it is at this point. But anyway, they were terrible. I mean, there was a play where Jared Goff was getting a little pressure for one of the few times. And he could have run, but he walks up, he runs up in the pocket, and he flips it to the tight end. And there's nobody around this big, slow tight end. It's not T.J. Hawkinson anymore. He catches the ball. He turns around, and he gets like 5 or 6 more yards. He gets like 12 yards. Do we not? What are we doing on defense? Who are we covering? Foye, do you have an answer? Take it away, Brent.
Is that a learned thing?
For sure. You got to learn from that.
I mean, the handling. Obviously, you come off the big high last week. Do you think that could have impacted you?
What's up?
You come off the big high last week. Think that could have impacted you guys as a whole, as a football team?
We had a good week of practice. We just got to come out, away games, road games, and we got to know we got to have our foot on the pedal.
Does a game like that make you want to go back to the drawing board, change things?
No. Train better.
What does that mean?
Train better. I think they had a simple game plan over there. A lot of play action on defense. A lot of play actions. A lot of dink and dunks. If it was runs, it was pretty. They had some pullers and stuff that we had scouted up, but we gotta make our plays to get off the field when we need to. Have tighter coverages when we need to. I mean, whatever you draw up, if you don't execute them, if you don't win your play, it don't matter. So I say strain better. If you're getting blocked, get off the block, get to the ball. Guy makes a cut, got your break, gets to the ball. Strain better.
Josh mentioned didn't feel a ton of energy out there. Was that just the nature of them being successful, or did you not feel like as a unit you guys had a bunch of energy today?
I think you need some success in order to compound on things. You're trying your hardest, and then we needed to stop. And then you're going to feel our energy go. But, early in the game, they jumped out on us. We got to find a way to get right and then build off of it. Hard to build off of it when you don't do what you're supposed to do.
All right, that's Foye Oluokun, who I think is one of the few Jaguar defenders. Him and Muma are the only two that I ever see, trying. So I'll give him credit, but I don't want to hear we got to learn to win on the road. No kidding. I mean, we got to pay attention. I mean, come on, man. You guys stunk today. I mean, dink and dunk equals stunk, okay? Because that's what happened. I mean, you're going to sit there and say they dink and dunked you? Well, if they did, they dinked and dunked you pretty effectively. Who's next, Liv? Here's Josh Allen.
Does it make you want to go back and change things, back to the drawing board, see what you can, something new?
No, I just think the plays that we were in weren't good for the plays that they were in. You know what I mean? And I just think that's what it was. I think we didn't come out with any energy. I think, just this whole environment was just really dead from the beginning, and it was just like, I just don't think we didn't come out with that energy, man. I felt like we did. It's just, I know I didn't, so, yeah.
I have no energy. I have no energy either. I mean, what was that? And listen, in fairness, again, what's the explanation? We stink. That's really the only explanation. Because you're not any good. That defense is trending like as one of the worst now in the NFL, in my opinion. And I don't know the stats and stuff, but I'm just telling you. The Detroit Lions had the ball 8 times and they scored 8 times. You couldn't make them punt. Who's the Lions punter, Liv? Does anyone know who the Lions punter is? He gets paid on who? Jack Fox gets paid Tuesday, and he didn't have to perform except in warm-ups. Jack Fox, congratulations. What a day for you. I hope that Dan Campbell gives Jack Fox a game ball today for his performance. Jack Fox did not punt. Do we have anybody else, Liv? You got about 5 seconds, and then I'm leaving, calling the show. There's no reason to go on with this nonsense. It was awful. It hurts. We stink. Here, we'll take Trevor. We're not doing Zay. We're taking Trevor. We're going with Trevor. Turn up the mic.
Better than I should be, probably. Kind of got lucky, nothing serious. So thankful for that. But yeah, I'll be a little sore tomorrow.
What was it like coming back in the game and lead the team to the touchdown there to hopefully kickstart something?
I mean, just obviously it was a bad day all the way around, and didn't execute well. But I guess that's one spot where we did. We were able to put together a good drive and try to give ourselves a chance, and didn't work out. But just in that instance, in that drive, we were able to move the ball, and I thought that was good for us. But yeah, it was an ugly day for us for sure.
Apologies if it's already been asked, but what was your fear when you first went down with the injury? Like it was bad?
Yeah, I thought it was my knee at first, and then my foot a little bit was hurting too. And luckily, nothing serious. We'll have to see how I feel tomorrow. And told him he just asked, and I said, I'm going to be a little sore, but thankful it's not anything serious. So yeah, I was worried it was my knee, but I don't think it is, and I feel better than I thought I would. So yeah.
Trevor, how disappointing overall? I mean, you guys had the high last week, and probably didn't see this kind of performance coming.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing, honestly, what we put out there, and such a big game for us, and that's the word to describe as embarrassing. Everybody in that locker room feels that way too. Just to, this is a playoff game for us, and we go out there and lay down, and credit to them. Those guys whooped us. So, not taking anything away from them, but just the way we came out and both sides of the ball. All 3 phases just didn't play anywhere close to our best football. Weren't detailed, didn't execute, and it's just embarrassing when you, especially coming off a big win, and you come out here and lay an egg. It's just can't happen. We've lost 8 games this year, and never have I felt like we got embarrassed like we did today, and that can't happen. We got more pride. We worked too hard to do that, and we got to we got to make that decision to get back on track next week, and that's kind of where we are at. That's where we're at in our season. You know, after a game like this, you got to make that decision to go the right direction and not go downhill. And that's what, you know, I believe in this team. We've done that the whole year, but we really got to have a great week and get back on track.
How do you think something like that happens? You know, coming out and playing the way like this. Obviously, if you knew why, you would not do it. But
Yeah.
why do you think?
I think it's a game of momentum, and I think we lost it early. And typically, you know, throughout the season, we haven't won all the games, but we've been able to get some back, and we just weren't able to today. You know, turn the ball over on the first possession, and then they scored, and then I think we drove down and kicked a field goal, and then they scored, and we just from there, really, we didn't feel like we ever gained the momentum back, and that's huge in this game. And you got to be able to play without it to get yourself back in the game, but at the same time, you got to make some plays, you got to have some sparks, and we just didn't do that today. You know, it seemed like, you know, even offensively, it was like 5 yards at a time. Just even that last drive, we needed to go fast, and it was just, you know, and that's just the way the game is. You can't get it all back on one play, but I felt like we just didn't have a ton of explosives. That we weren't consistently moving the ball. We weren't great on third down. You know, I have to look at the numbers, but just, you know, I can only really speak offensively for us. But, you know, we all the way around, we got to play better.
Why does this team struggle on the road?
You know, I don't think it has anything to do necessarily with playing on the road today. You know, I'm not really thinking about previous games this season, but today it didn't really have anything to do with playing on the road. We just got our ass kicked. So, I mean, that's, you know, it doesn't really have anything to do with being on the road. But, yeah, I mean, you got to win. You play. We got a lot. We have more road games this year than home games, so you got to win. Got to win your road games, and we haven't done that.
Was there anything, Trevor, at halftime that they did to make it easier for you to play in the second half? Is that why it took longer to get out there? What was halftime like for you?
What exactly are you asking? Sorry.
Like the game, the second half had started. By the time you came out of the tunnel, I just was curious what was going on in those moments at halftime.
Just, you know, checking everything to make sure, you know, don't have a serious injury. You know, not gonna get myself hurt worse by going out there. And our team did a good job just checking everything, not rushing me back out there. And, you know, I wanted to get out there and play, but, you know, they had the ball first, so we had some time. So we took our time and checked everything out, and everything was good. So nothing serious, and then just got out there and moved around. They wanted to see me move before I went back in, and felt good enough to play. So.
I think you ran, maybe it was the 4th and 1, you ran for like 9 yards. I mean, was that a nice test for you to say, okay, I'm good, or did you think about that?
I mean, I felt good enough to, you know, I made that decision to go play. You got to be able to move and run and use your legs, so I felt good enough to do that. So I was fine with that. Obviously, you know, with what I was dealing with, you'd rather not. You'd rather get the ball out of your hands and stay on track. But, you know, 4th down, game on the line, got to make a play, and felt like I saw the lane, so I took it. But felt good, felt fine. You know, adrenaline of the game too, that helps. So, but yeah, I'm good.
Thanks.
Anything else? Good. Thank you.
There's somebody that we can give great thanks to. Man who tells it like it is. Embarrassing. That's what it was. Embarrassing. You heard him say it. We got our ass kicked. You darn right they did. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you for keeping it real. And every guy in that locker room and every person in that organization should be embarrassed about what happened today. That was embarrassing. 40-14 to the Lions. And we're all, what about going on the road? Come on. It's the NFL, man. Trevor said, we got to play more on the road than we do at home. Got to win the road games. Can't win them all, but my goodness. We're going to wrap it up tonight on Action Sports Jax Primetime. I'm not going to be any happier. It's over. The season's done. We had a chance to get in the hunt. I can't believe they came out and played this poorly in, like, the biggest game of the year. That's where I think I'm just so flustered and frustrated. So we'll see you at 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. Liv, are we done? Jags Report Live, we got Chad Muma. He's coming by. He had a sack and a half today. Like I said, Muma and Olokun, the only two on defense that have a heart right now. Now we're done. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
It's the best local sports show in Jacksonville. Thanks for watching the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. On game day, all of Duval knows where to go for all things Jags.
CBS 47 and Fox 30, your official station of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on, you see the logo. We official, babe.
Exclusive interviews.
From the studio to the sideline. Now that's official.
And in the locker rooms.
Yep, we're that official.
Join the official station of your Jaguars for Countdown to Kickoff. Sunday at 11:30 on CBS 47. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers.